Mike, check 1 2. It's the Y2K Collector. And should you start a YouTube channel in 2025? And this is something that I've talked about before, not that long ago on the channel, but I'm seeing new channels pop up. I'm seeing new channels comment on my channel. And, whenever it comes to YouTube, there's always like a lot of backseat driving. People telling you how to do this, how to do that, instead of just doing it themselves, starting a channel and doing it themselves. And so I think that in 2025, YouTube is a great thing to start. I don't think that there will ever be a bad time to start a YouTube channel. YouTube is going to be around for some time, and I think it's a great way to just build a platform. What I don't think is a good idea is quitting your job for YouTube or attempting to make YouTube some type of source of income. I think that's what a lot of people think about when they think about starting a YouTube channel. And they think that, yeah, I'm going to start this channel and in 3 months I'll be able to quit my job. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people out there who have been able to do that. They start a channel, they get in the algorithm really quickly, and they're able to crank out videos and generate hundreds of thousands of views a day or even a month. Oh, sorry, a month or even a day. And when you're cranking out hundreds of thousands of views a daily, when you're getting millions of views per month, at that rate, you might be able to pull a minimum wage salary, right? To be quite honest with you, millions of views, and I'm talking in the low millions of views, will barely get you a 35 to $40,000 salary on YouTube. And in today's market and in today's economy, that's not enough to do anything. That's enough to probably live in your parents' basement, drive a nice car, go out on the weekends and take vacations. That's what 40,000 will do for you now, right? And that's assuming your parents aren't charging you to live at home. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have a job, right? Let's say you have a job and you're making $70,000 a year, and you can pull in another 40,000 from YouTube. Well, now you're starting to cook with some gas, right? Because now you've got this extra income, and it almost feels like a second job, right? But there's a couple things that come along with having a really successful YouTube, right? Once you start to hit a certain point in YouTube where your channel has grown, um, certain levels in YouTube require either one of two things: really good production, like you really need to be able to produce good content. And that doesn't necessarily mean having a big old studio and all these lights and all that stuff. It could simply mean really good editing. And editing doesn't have to be a bunch of jump cuts and this, that, and a third. It all depends on what your content is about, right? Like, if you're a retro gamer, a lot of retro gamers tend to use a very similar editing style. It's a lot of sound effects and noises and dings and iconic, video game, chimes, and it's a lot of that stuff, right? Which is cool, and I think at one point was probably the gold standard, but I think people might be tired of that at this point. And maybe they're just over it. You have other retro gamers who pretty much all they do is showcase video game footage of the game they're talking about, and they add that in with some B-roll, and they're able to produce a video there. It really just depends on what your style is and what your audience has become accustomed to seeing from you, and I think your production style is going to dictate how far you go and how much you can do on YouTube. I have a very lazy production style. I will say it myself. My production style is super lazy. Why? Because this is it right here. You're looking at it. This is me aiming the camera at a shelf of video games and talking to you. That's it. And that production style has allowed me to generate 6,700 subscribers, right? Could my channel go farther? Could I do more? Could my channel be bigger? I'm sure it could. If I put more effort into actually going out in the field, you know, capturing footage of me out game hunting, making deals, um, if I cut in gameplay footage, if I did more jump cuts, if my videos were more concise, if I actually wrote out a script and didn't just kind of freestyle off the top of my head, because 99.999% of my videos are all freestyle. Like nothing's written, nothing's planned out, nothing's thought out. You're literally getting streams of consciousness from me in every video, right? But if I did put that type of effort into it, oh yeah, the channel could probably do way better. But that then becomes the work part about YouTube, right? And if your goal is to grow a large channel and get hundreds of thousands of subscribers and get millions and millions of views, there's a certain level of work that you're going to have to put into it. And sometimes that work will go beyond your knowledge, your scope of knowledge, right? Sometimes you might have to hire people. You might have to hire script writers. You might have to hire editors. You might have to hire a production crew. Um, there's different things that you have to do. And once you start getting into hiring people and using people to do these things for you, well, now you're automatically eating into any revenue that you think you're going to make from YouTube. So I think if that's your goal, if you're looking at YouTube to replace your job, think carefully, think critically, choose your niche wisely, and think about how you're going to launch. And I think you'll do a good job there. If you don't care about any of that stuff and you just want to make a channel and rant like me, go ahead and make a YouTube. Get one started, start one today, and get going. Start shooting a video right now. Get your thoughts out, get your video out, get your ideas out, and then just sit back and go about your life. If people like it and they want to follow it and they want to engage with it, they will. If they don't, then you'll be stuck on 4 views forever, right? You'll be, hoping to get views. But I've said this the last time I spoke about YouTube and starting a YouTube channel. The biggest thing that I said that was important is consistency. If you're going to do it, be consistent, keep making videos, keep uploading videos. You got to be consistent if you're trying to get traction and if you're trying to grow. But if you just want a place to spout your ideas and, let some thoughts go into the ether, oh yeah, start a YouTube channel today, right? Start one today. It just depends. Don't make it your career. Don't even try to make it your job or your side hustle. Just treat it like you would an Instagram that you're not trying to monetize. Just treat it like that. You post, and go from there. You see what happens, but don't obsess over it. The second you obsess over it is the second it won't become fun and you'll just quit altogether. Let me know what you think. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.